Well, that was a very interesting conversation that we probably, the sector's very dynamic, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. It's interesting to come back to a conference which, given I was previously on MDS back in 2000, a long time ago, to then see 100 plus graduates coming through. That this is what the sector needs. It's a dynamic sector and it needs a lot of resource.
Yeah, but it also needs you. Richard was on the panel this morning, and we had some really interesting, really big companies, and you. Just explain why you were on the panel.
So I was on the panel to talk about food security in a volatile climate. So talking about the next 25 years, of which obviously a lot of the audience are just entering into their career. So looking at the next 25 years of what potentially is going to face them when it comes to maintaining supply of food with climate change.
Yeah, and I loved it when I introduced you, and your eyes rolled round your head sarcastically, rightly so, when I described you as a futurist. Because I mean, who uses that sort of phrase? But actually, with your background, your commercial background with a number of significant businesses, and what you're now doing within your business, I think we do need you to be able to, and you've given some examples when we've just been walking around now, about how you strategize with companies to make them future-proof.
Yes, and I think it's the challenge at the moment is all of the conflicting and varying challenges that businesses are facing, and it's trying to bring those into the boardroom and say, right, out of all of these things, how are you going to prioritise what needs to happen for your business over the next 20-25 years. And I think for today, bringing that in for the graduates to actually see what potentially they're going to be challenged with by business leaders over the course of the next 25 years is important, because they're going to be the ones that potentially have to come in and solve a lot of the problems.
Yeah. I'm just speaking to filming some of the award winners. They're so keen on sustainability, the environmental aspect. I want to do good. This is what MDS is going to help me to do. I want to do good. And I don't know, perhaps I've been cynical. Back in our generation, it was we had a different raison d'être, and it's so wholesome, the direction they want to go in.
I mean, it's wholesome. I think what we were brought up in was this striving for productivity, striving for increased scale, striving for bringing products from around the world, and what we're now having to face into is what the environmental impact is of doing that. And I think a lot of these guys are very environmentally aware and conscientious about what they want to do. And so one of the calls to action today for me was to make sure that they are asking the right questions when they come into a business. It's not about being critical, it's about exploring what businesses are doing proactively to deal with these challenges. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. And I want a completely biased comment as to MDS. What are your views of MDS?
It's amazing. So having done it, having served on the board for 7-8 years, it makes you quite proud when you come back into a room at the scale that it's at now and see the benefit that it's doing both for the industry, but for a lot of graduates that are coming into an industry, which obviously I'm biased, I've got a lot of time for, and I think it does a person well to potentially start work around some of these businesses on farm, in offices, some of the challenges that people have to take on. So it's definitely a good grounding.
Yeah, well done. We need more people in MDS, and we need more Richards.
Thank
done.
you.
Well done. Thank you.
Is that right?